Well, hello everybody. I'm Andrew Mangum,
I'm Madison Coleman.
and we're formerly from First Christian Church in Arlington. We're now in Amarillo. I go to WT, and she's a teacher. That's why she's here, because she's able to speak to people and read and give context, and I am not at all. So I'm glad that my sister is here with me to help through that. All right. So the scripture that we're reading today is Ruth 1:16 through 18, and Maddie's going to read that for us.
So I'm going to read those scriptures, and then I'm going to give a little bit of context to those scriptures. So Ruth 1, verse 16 through 18. But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. So to give you a little bit of context of what is going on around this scripture is Naomi is Ruth's mother-in-law. And at this time where they are in Moab, there's a famine, which means there's not a lot of food. And Naomi loses her husband and her two sons, one of which was Ruth's husband. Now, in that time period, traditionally, if a husband dies, the wife goes to the next of kin. So Ruth would have gone to her husband's brother. However, because his brother had passed away and so has his dad, there is nowhere for Ruth to go. And so Naomi tells Ruth and her other sister-in-law to go back home. I can't help you. I'm too old to have another son. I'm too old to get married. Go to your family and they'll take care of you. However, to that, Ruth answers, don't make me go. I'm going to stick with you, which is the scriptures that I just read to you. They had heard before that the Lord was providing for his people in Bethlehem, and Naomi was planning to go to Bethlehem, and Ruth trusted and said, "No, I'm going to go with you." And in the end, they were provided for, and everything turned out to be a lot better.
Awesome. All right, so we're wanting to talk to you about trust, and I think this is a really good story to talk about trust, where Ruth trusted Naomi to be with her and to trust Naomi's people and all that. Kind of what's going to happen this coming year, going back to school and all that. We know it's going to be kind of hard to trust that God is going to watch over us, and it's hard to have faith in all this, but we know from Ruth that it's going to be okay. Believe in God, pray to God, and keep going faithfully forward, and believe in all that. You want to say more to that?
Yeah, I think just, we're not going through a famine in our country right now. We're going through a pandemic, as you probably know. School is going to look a lot different. You might be going in person, and classrooms are going to be different. Or you may be doing school from home, and of course, that might be new. Some of your families may be impacted financially. And so this is not an easy time for anyone, I bet. And right now, we have to have trust in God that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
As a teacher, I just returned back to work, and there's a lot of questions, but I have to have trust that it's gonna, by the time school starts, it's all gonna get worked out, and that ultimately God is going to take care of it all, and it's going to end up being okay.
Well, we're going to go to some questions real quick. for you, and you, after we ask this question, go ahead and pause the video and just take 5 to 10 minutes to write some of your thoughts down. So our first question is, what are characteristics that you have that you feel like make you trustworthy? So go ahead and pause the video. Welcome back. Now we're going to ask you to pause the video again after I ask this question. What are some characteristics that you look for in others when you are trying to find someone to trust? Go ahead and pause the video. All right, welcome back again. So with those questions that you've answered already, let's kind of reflect on what you said. I know that we can't talk right now because this is a recorded video. I wish we could. I wish we could do a Zoom right now. But some of the things that me and Maddie talked about behind the scenes and figuring out what characteristics that we have and what we look for, and those are we think that we are calm. We have comprehensive listening. We have a rational mindset, and we put that into our words, and then we're slow to judge, open, and level-headed. So I think that's majority of what we talked about. Is there anything that you wanted to add or speak about more on that?
I think so. If you didn't gather, we're brother and sister, and we're very close. And there is times that I've gone to Drew and with an issue that I'm anxious about, and he stays calm, and he's able to help me rationalize whatever I'm going through. And on the flip side, there has been times when he's come to me and he's stressed and anxious about something, and I keep a level head and say, okay, this is, these are your options, these are the things you can do. And that's not just something we do with each other, that's something that we do with other people, that we're able to remain calm and we don't pass judgment, and we truly listen to whatever they're saying. And I think that's what makes people trust us.
And so what are some things that me and Maddie look for in others that we trust? I said wisdom, and just because when I'm looking for someone to trust, I also look for what do they know, what have they experienced, and so I always go for like my boss, my mentors, just someone that can give me guidance on what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, we have a little brother. There's some things that I'm not going to go to him about because he hasn't had that experience yet. Mm-hmm. And so I think in certain situations you have to trust people that are a lot wiser than you, mm-hmm. so that they can give you good advice and good direction. Mm-hmm. The other things that we said that we look for is undivided attention. I bet you've noticed this in your own life. When you are speaking to someone about a problem that you have, you don't want them to be going and doing something else, mm-hmm. while you're opening your heart to them. And so that's kind of what we want from people in our lives, is we just want you to stay and listen for a second, and then there are things like we said, when what we do is we don't judge, and we are slow to judge, or we have an open and level-headed. We want that too. We want someone that we can go to and they're not gonna judge us for what's going on in our life, because there's hard things that come and happen in our life, and we don't want that to really affect the relationship that we have with people. So I think that's there too. Feel free to talk to people in your life that that you trust about what's going on, and talk to them about what's going on this year, any worries that you have, any fears. If you just need someone to talk to, I strongly suggest that you find someone that you trust and have as a confidant. Maddie's my confidant. I know that's a really big word. It's kind of an old word. I hear it a lot when they do the Golden Girls song. You know that one?
Mm-hmm. I think, as we talked about this earlier, This is a difficult time for everyone. When you go back to school, it's going to be a difficult time for your teachers. It's going to be a difficult time for your parents. It's going to be a difficult time for your principal, and it's going to be a difficult time for your youth minister. This is a time where people need to trust in each other and those people that are making tough decisions, but ultimately it's a time that you need to trust in God. And I know that it's sometimes difficult to say put your trust in him, but ultimately he is the provider. We see that in the story of Ruth, that he provided in everything. They were able to get food, and so we don't know the future is going to hold. Only he does, and so we ultimately have to put our faith and trust in him. And there are people that we can trust along the way to help us go towards him, and remain, keep our trust in him.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. You have a great whatever day it is for y'all. Love y'all. God bless.
Bye.